What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. And today is going to be a fun episode. Luke is a new guest that we have on this episode. He's been a coworker of mine. He's on my basketball team. That's my boy right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about anime. We're going to talk a little bit about Japan, and then other than that, we're just going to be vibing out. So without further ado, my boy Luke, bro, how you doing?
Yo, happy to be here. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. Weekend vibes, bro. Sleeping in a little bit.
Just got back from the gym. I have some nice for dinner. Something light Saturday.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. All right. So before we get into the episode, real quick, you guys might notice that Owen is not here. Yeah, he's not here because he's in Guatemala. Our boy had to dip on vacation, but it's all good because we got Luke here,
Guatemala.
bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
What they got going on over there?
I don't know, bro. But he sent me a video the other day, and he's like just chilling in the streets, and I'm like, all right, bro, that's good. He just vibing out.
Fair enough. It's nice down there. It's nasty over here right now. So,
Yeah, yeah, it's a little cold.
mhm.
All right, so Luke, bro, off rip, bro, I'm gonna ask you this question. I asked this to every single person that's on our episode.
Oh
What's
God,
your favorite anime?
that's a tough one because it's like I feel like a lot of people agree with that. Like I kind of have per genre, you might have different favorites, or like you might have like a favorite, like what you show somebody, what you recommend, what you like a comfort show, like all those types of things. If I had to say my favorite, I mean, I'm corny as fuck with this, but I mean, I still think Attack on Titan is the best written story I've ever watched. But I think my favorite anime right now is ReZero.
Okay. So you've been watching the new season, you're up to date with it?
So I only got into anime a few years before the previous season came out. But ReZero was my favorite anime by the end of season two onward, up until now, still. And I've been waiting 4 years for that damn fucking season to come out. And it was great. It was a great first and second half. I really enjoyed it.
All right, bro. Love to see it, bro. I still gotta catch up. My problem is, like you mentioned before, like there's such a time gap between that second and third season. I totally forgot what happened, bro. I need to watch a
Mhm.
recap.
And you got to know what's going on, or you're lost in that show, like totally lost. I'm not gonna say much, but they definitely left off on another damn cliffhanger. They love that shit.
Luckily for us, like they announced the fourth season, so at the very least, we don't have to wait a ton of time for the announcement. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it's not too bad.
For real, last time I remember, the announcement didn't even come until a few years after I finished that second season.
Right, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
it's good.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, out of curiosity, bro, do you want to know like what the top anime are that our guests have voted?
For sure. Why not?
All right. So One Piece is number one, then it's My Hero.
Respect.
Those are the two that,
What?
yeah.
That's a. I'm gonna hate, and I'm probably gonna get judged for this. That's a drop off. No
That's true.
disrespect to My Hero, but I don't think My Hero is anywhere as good as One Piece.
Yeah. So part of it is we got somebody on the episode just to talk about My Hero. So obviously he voted for My
Mm,
Hero. And then the
okay.
other person that voted for it, that was his first anime. So there's a little bit of a twist on that.
Fair enough. I can see having the bias towards your first anime. I mean, my first anime was Naruto, and my entire right arm is covered in Naruto tattoo. So,
Right, right, right.
you know,
But I like it, bro. ReZero is our first unique answer of that, so I like it. Respect it.
who knows if you'll ever get that answer again.
We'll find out, man. All right, so what got you into anime?
What got me into anime? That's a good question. My brother growing up went through all sorts of weird phases. And when I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, my brother would have been 10 or 11. He randomly got into Naruto, and Naruto was the shit back then.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, I still love it now, but he got super into it back then. So we had like all the little toy kunais and shit in our house. We had the little headbands from like the Hidden Leaf Village, and we never really got past OG Naruto like when he's a kid. When we watched it back then. But
Mhm.
then one of my friends just randomly told me like, "Oh, you should watch anime," and I was at the point where I was like, "Anime's for fucking losers," and then I was like, "Fuck it, I've not nothing to do." Um, I was bored one day and I just started it and I just could not stop. I finished Naruto and Naruto Shippuden start to finish in maybe half a year, which I know people can do it faster, but that was pretty fast.
God damn, bro.
Dude, I mean, it was right before COVID started that I really like dug into it, so I had nothing to do and I was just watching like 25 episodes a day.
All right, so you're kind of an OG. So like I guess mine and Owen's definition of OGs, you grew up on anime. So if you were like, how old would you say you were? Like 12, 11, 10?
See that? Yeah, I was gonna say I grew up watching like Naruto, and my brother watched Attack
Yeah.
on Titan when it came out too.
Yeah.
But I grew up watching stuff back then, just Naruto, and then fell off for the longest time and didn't pick it back up till like 2019. So I don't know if I could be counted as any sort of an OG. I don't want to disrespect people who have lived on anime, but I
Yeah.
probably did watch it from like '09 to like 2011, 2012, and then picked it back up 8 years later.
All right. So like our like one thing that I came up with is, like when we keep years, like the whole Gregorian calendar or whatever, we got AD and BC.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is I call it AD for after Demon Slayer. So I feel like a lot of new anime fans are came after Demon Slayer after
Mm.
COVID. So that's like my thing, bro. So anything before AD after Demon Slayer, I would consider like it somewhat of an OG fan. You know what I mean?
That's
So I would put you in that category.
that's a funny ranking. I like that. I think what Demon Slayer come out in 2016, 2017?
It was 2019. It was like legit.
Really? Season one?
Yeah, it was right during COVID, bro. That's
What?
it.
Oh,
Like it was on Netflix, and that's what really boosted its popularity.
when did the manga come out for
Oh,
Demon
manga's
Slayer?
out for a while. I couldn't tell you exactly when, but
I could
definitely
have sworn it. Yeah, I could have sworn it was 16. That's my bad.
now you're good. But when I refer to after Demon Slayer, it's mostly referring to that.
Hmm. Okay, so then I guess I snuck in just in time,
Yeah.
and
It's
then
like
I got it tatted on me.
it's like if you're born in 1999, you sneak into the 19.
Mm. Yep, there's my brother. Thinks he's a '90s kid.
Yeah, I'd be saying the same shit, bro. Nah, but that's dope, bro. You know what's crazy, bro?
What's up?
All the time we've been working together, bro. I never knew you was into anime like that, bro.
Yeah, I could have never guessed you were I mean, you kind of you were a little different back then. You feel like you're more extroverted now, but maybe it was just because you were at work, so you were trying to take it seriously. I don't know.
Yeah, that was also my first job, and I was given
Mm.
that managerial position. So I don't know. I had to stick on my ass, taking that shit a little bit too serious.
You get so nervous. You always told me I stressed you out because I would always be messing around on my shift.
Yeah, yeah, bro. That was back in the day, bro. I'm a lot more chiller now, bro. And
Wow.
I don't know. I was taking that shit way too serious.
Yeah, you definitely were. Yeah, you're definitely chilling now. But I'm glad. I don't know. It's crazy the fact that we even reconnected after that's all we knew each other from.
I know, bro. We went from basically coworkers to like not talking, and then now you're on my basketball team. We're on a
Hmm.
podcast talking about anime. It's kind of crazy,
Hmm.
bro.
It's dope. It's dope. It's funny how things work out.
Yeah, for sure, bro. All right, bro. I guess that's enough for anime, bro. I want to talk about Japan, bro, because like that's one place that I've always wanted to visit. I think
Mm.
there's a possibility, a slim chance that me and you are gonna go next year, bro. Or if you go
Mm.
next year, I might tag along.
You're still welcome to tag along. You know I'm going for like a whole month, so you got a big window to get out there.
Okay, so I guess we can start off there, bro. If you go, this is your second time going to Japan.
Yeah, it'll be my second time.
Okay, so the first time wasn't enough to do everything, right?
Nope. Depends on how long you go, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me about that. So like, what's the reason
Mhm.
there's just so much to do, or is it just like something that you want to redo?
That's a good question. Obviously it's a country. I mean, a lot of places are like this, but it's definitely a country where seasonally you have a lot of different opportunities.
Hmm.
Um, I got really lucky when I went. I don't know if anybody watching is familiar with Golden Week. Golden Week is basically a full week of holidays in Japan. So
Hmm.
like the majority of like your common types of workers in Japan will have it off, or like a lot of them will. So that's a time for a lot of domestic travel, and that is a time where, as an international tourist, you do not want to go because everything's already packed from them being able to explore their own country freely for a week.
Hmm.
Um, so then add, international tourism. It's one of the most traveled to countries. On top of that, definitely don't want to go there. So I landed the day after Golden Week ended on
Oh,
purpose.
nice.
Yeah. So we picked that day as our arrival. So things were dead as far as it was very calm for the first like week and a half. There wasn't much going on. It was honestly a lot of locals and then us, which was nice. I'm sure there was a ton of tourists there, but that's what it felt like.
Wait,
Um,
so when is Golden Week?
Golden Week is usually late April going into May.
Okay.
So I think I was there May 7th to May 28th. So that was a long trip, but it was not long enough.
Yeah, for sure. Damn, bro. I didn't know that. Because like, so I've been watching a lot of anime and I watch a
Hmm.
lot of sports anime.
Hmm.
Of those sports anime, they usually have like a training arc. And that training arc is like for the most part is during Golden Week. Like they'll have a week off and
Really?
yeah, yeah, they'll have like a training arc during that time. So I never really realized that like it's not just the kids that have school off, but it's like all the adults have,
Hmm.
like I didn't know that.
That's something I've been sleeping on, a sports anime, to kind of slightly segue back towards the anime for a second. I've definitely slept on sports anime, so I've never even seen that reference in a show that I've seen.
Yeah, yeah. Like
So
you
that's
won't
cool.
see it in Blue Lock. I know if you watch the Blue Lock, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
It's mostly like your typical growing up in high school
Hmm.
type of sports anime.
Do they have it in like what is it called? I might butcher this. Forgive me. Like Kuroko's no basketball, or what was it?
I can't remember because I watched that one so long ago, but I can
Got you.
definitely tell you it's in Ace of Diamond, it's in High
Hmm.
Shield 21, it's in a
Hmm.
couple other the other ones that I watched.
Got you. Got you. So, but yeah, there's just so much to do there. There's so much to explore. You really have to spend a specific amount of time at least in each city to fully. I mean, if you want to see the big touristy things, but also if you want to have time to explore and really find stuff for yourself, which I think is where the trip gets really interesting.
Mhm.
Because obviously the landmarks are cool, but just exploring is it adds so much depth to the trip, which I probably heard that on TikTok a million times, but it is true.
Wait, so hold up. If you could visit one city only, you go to Japan, it's for one city, one day. Which city you hitting up?
Hmm. Now I do. I'm gonna give you a question for your question. Do we want to do a city I've been to or a city that I really want to go to my next time?
I want to hear both. Let me hear both.
Say less. Okay. So for cities I've been to, it might be cliche. It's not Tokyo. It's not Kyoto. It's not Osaka. It's called Kawaguchiko, and it's a lot of people go for Mount Fuji. They go to like Hakone, or they go to I can't think of. There's another city kind of on that like southern coast area near Hakone that people will go to.
Mhm.
Kawaguchiko is a lake just a little northeast to the Mount Fuji itself. I
Yeah.
heavily recommend, if I could only go to one place, like that's where I'm most excited to bring my girl to on this trip. Um,
Okay.
it's beautiful. It's slow paced. It's a lot of like buses and like taxiing or bicycling around. Not really trains going on. Um, now this is, since it's an anime podcast, this is a good thing. That's also where Fuji Q Highland is. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Now, what is that?
Fuji Q Highland is like an anime themed amusement park. Like that's where the Hidden Leaf Village setup is. You
Oh,
see
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that,
That's
yeah.
on my list, bro.
Yep, Fuji Q Highlands in Kawaguchiko. It's right next to the center town, which I didn't actually go to because the friends I went to hate anime, so they wouldn't be down to plan the trip.
That's crazy, bro. So they pulled up to Japan hating anime. That's kind of crazy.
It is right, right.
Damn.
Uh, yeah, dude. They wouldn't. They were dragging me around. Like when I was in Akihabara and I was in Ikebukuro, they were like, "No, we gotta go. We gotta go do this." I'm like, "You fucking asshole."
Damn, bro. All right. So when we go, bro, we running that shit back. We going there for sure, bro.
Absolutely, it's beautiful. Riding around on a bike, nice, slow paced. It's just beautiful. Everybody's super nice. Uh,
Yo,
just I don't know, you just feel good there. I would pause time and live there forever if I could.
damn. Yo, they got double C's, bro. Cause like, firstly, bro, I'm not trying to put in that work, and secondly, I don't know if I know how to ride a bike, bro. So like,
Not gonna lie to you, I went through that same issue when I got there. Sorry, I'm not gonna drop the names, but the three people I went with, they all hopped on the bikes and they cruised off, and my stupid ass is like dragging behind them, trying to get used to riding them again. And obviously, you have to ride them on the street. So I'm like, I'm so sumimasen, go inside to everybody who's behind me, because I'm just blocking up fucking traffic. I felt like such an asshole.
yo, that's hilarious, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, bro, I'm on the same wavelength, bro. So we either got to get an electric scooter if they have those. Do they have those over there?
Oh my God, yeah.
All
We
right, thank
found,
God,
yeah.
bro.
Hmm. We found those like halfway through our trip. It's this blue little app called Loop, and they're everywhere. Luup.
LUU. Oh, that's funny, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I know over here in like Cali and stuff, they have like I think it's called Bird or
Hmm.
something like that. So it's
Hmm.
similar to that.
It's yeah, same deal. It's just they're way better. I don't know who comes around charging them and doing all that because there's so many of them. If this was a video instead of a podcast, you could throw it on screen. Like it, if you look at the map, if anybody who downloads it or is going there downloads it and look at the map, it's like the entirety of the major cities is just a big blob of blue dots because they're on every corner.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and somehow it took us a week and a half to figure out about them.
All
Hmm.
right, bro. I guess that kind of segues to my next question, right?
Hmm.
If you could know something before you went for the first time, what would it be? Something that you regret not knowing.
Oh man, oh that's tough. There's a lot of things. I mean, number one, I want to say Japanese.
Bro, but your
Um,
Japanese kind of nice, bro.
nah. If I compare, I hopefully when we go,
Yeah.
it'll be crisp by then. I got you.
Nah, but it's still valid, bro. Like, hit me with the thing that you just said. I ain't gonna do it, bro. It's actually a meme on this channel, bro, that I butcher every single word in Japanese. Every time I'm reading like a description, a name, bro, I
Yeah,
be fucking it up. So I'm trying to hear you say it.
what I was just, I was saying sumimasen, which is like excuse me. I say gomen nasai, which is like I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yo, that shit making me not play it. I'm
All
like,
right, bro. Abaguchiko, I don't know. It's just
no, no, bro. I like it, bro.
you got it. You got it. I'll teach you some on the plane over there.
For sure, bro. But yeah, is there anything else that you regret not knowing, or like about
Mm.
like maybe the culture or the mannerisms, stuff like that? Because I know like there's a whole no tipping culture. There's the
Mm-hmm.
like there's no trash cans anywhere, so
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
You know what? Here, those things were all really pleasant surprise. Well, I mean, I knew some of them, but the little bits like that were really pleasant surprises.
Hmm.
If I were to say something I really wish I knew, it would be two things. I wish I knew what Tabelog was.
What is that?
Tabelog is an app that's basically like Yelp or like Google reviews, but it's
Okay,
just for over there. And it is super fucking critical. So if you get something over like a 3.5 star, it's like a fantastic restaurant.
damn. All right, so it's like Waze in a way, but like a Google version of it, like a Yelp version of it.
No.
Like people are critical, or like people are on it all the time. Like like people like, oh, there's a police here, and it's
Oh, yeah. Okay, my bad. That's what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the user base is super into it because the service is really, really high quality over there. So
Hmm.
you really can't go wrong. You could walk into like any mom and pop shop on the corner. If they take English speaking customers, you're gonna be set. The food there is phenomenal. But Tabelog has a huge catalog of all of the best. You can literally look at like the top 50 rated, top 100 rated per city, etc. Um, and you'll find all the best options for restaurants looking at that.
Yeah.
And that segues into the number two thing is I wish I knew just how hard it was to get reservations at some places. I was ill prepared and I would do better next time. So I'm gonna hit some of these like Michelin star spots and some of these crazy spots.
So so I guess that gets to my next question, bro. I want to hear your favorite food that you tried and your least favorite food.
So
And I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
I don't want to rip on any of their food because I loved majority of what I had over there. Let me see. Hmm. I That's a tough one. Oh, my favorite food. I love takoyaki, and I love katsu. I love like tonkatsu. Those are probably my two favorite things I had, which probably a million other people have said that. I'm not gonna say ramen.
Wait, what is that? Tonkatsu?
Tonkatsu is actually, I mean, it's a pork cutlet, so
Ah, bro, that's harammed up now.
facts.
Just messing.
uh, but they're prepared so it's very high quality pork and it's like very juicy, very tender. Um, Very moist. It's really good, and they're extremely crispy on the exterior.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That sounds good, bro. It sounds haram, but it sounds good.
It's eyebrow. They got tori katsu too, which is chicken. You can get chicken katsu. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no way, bro.
Yep,
That's actually fire.
yep. I got ramen at it's called like Honolulu Halal Ramen in Kyoto, and
No way, bro.
it was fire. Yeah, it was fire with chicken katsu on top.
Yo, I heard this, and I don't know if it's true. So, I heard that there's actually a lot of like Muslim people in Japan, and there's because of that, there's like a lot of halal restaurants and food and stuff like that. Is that true, or is that just like something that's on TikTok?
No, it's like I'd say it's like 70% true. It's definitely blown up a little bit.
Hmm.
But no matter what city you're in, you really can find good halal options. And there definitely is accommodation for it. There's a good amount of mosques around, which is
That's it.
unrelated. Um, and there's a good amount of restaurants that will accommodate to halal needs. So I would say yes and no. Mostly yes, though.
Ah, that's sick, bro. I mean,
Mhm.
you ain't gonna catch me at a mosque, bro, but you gonna catch me at the at the food spots and
I know I'll catch your ass at the food spot.
yes, sir, bro. Nah, but I played. Nah, that's honestly really cool because like a lot of times like for us like if you go to a different country we don't really know, but like I just see it all the time on TikTok, so it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
All right, so another question for you, right?
What's up?
And this is kind of backtracking to anime here. So when you were in Japan, was there anything that like made you want to like rewatch an anime, see anime differently, like in terms of like just the way you view it?
Hmm. It was really cool. I actually do, believe it or not, like slice of life anime. I know you don't. I don't really talk to you a whole lot about it. I had like a whole saga probably in like 2022, 2023-ish, where I actually would like binge watch a bunch of like sad ass romance or like rom-com anime.
Oh shit! So did going to Japan like change your view on slice of life or anything like that?
It was really the biggest thing was it was really cool like walking on the streets. It just felt so familiar, like seeing the crosswalks, the stoplights, the pedestrian mannerisms, the combinis, of course. Everybody loves that.
Mm,
Um, and just like being around the streets felt so familiar because of Slice of Life, because they do a really good job of recreating how it looks and I guess how it feels through sounds.
damn. So like,
Um,
was there any anime that like popped into your head when you were like walking down the streets?
what is it called? The one with the main character's name is Hikigaya. I can't think.
What
I
was the name?
the main character's name is Hikigaya, I think. It's a rom-com.
Ooh, I don't think I've watched that one.
Hold on.
If you dropped the title, I might know, but I'm not sure.
Let me see. It's from Oregairu, if you know what that is.
Oh, you got
It's
him with the English
my
there.
my teen my bad. It's like the my teen romantic comedy snafu that show. I don't know if you've ever seen
Okay,
that.
I have not seen that one, so no, I don't know it.
Got you, got you. Okay. Well, that's probably the one that made me think of the most because there's a lot of scenes of them just out on the streets or out in like coffee shops and stuff and that and it made me think of that for sure.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I did not peg you as a slice of life guy, bro.
Dude, it's chill sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta relax a little bit. You don't always have to watch people getting, ripping demons' heads off and shoving up each other's ass.
No, no, I like it, bro. So like, you seen like you seen like free Aaron and stuff like that too.
Frieren is next on my list. I've been had it recommended from every single angle in my life.
Yeah, I think you enjoyed that one.
hmm
Damn, bro. So you seen Spy Fan, bro?
I love Spy Family.
Let's go. Those are some of my favorite
hmm
slice of life anime.
I love Spy. My girlfriend hates Spy Family. She thinks Anya is unsufferable or insufferable.
No way, bro. Anya's the homie.
She got a low key a point about her just whining about shit.
It's true, bro. But like, she's like 7 or 5, or I don't.
Facts, facts. Give her a break.
Oh, dude. Yo, all right, bro. This is something I've always wondered, bro. So Akibara, and I probably butchered the hell out of
You're
it, bro.
straight, bro. hmm
So that's like everyone calls that like the anime city. Is that
Yes.
like, yo, have you been there, right?
I spent my birthday in Akihabara. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh, living it up, huh?
Something like that. Something like that. I'm gonna try to do it again this year. That's why I'm going back in May or next year, not
Yeah.
this year. I
Tell me about
don't
tell me
got the
about how your
finance.
day. My fault. Sorry. Tell me about how your day was there. Like what you did for your birthday and all.
It was hard with my group. Like I said, even on my birthday, they were not very accommodating to what I wanted to do, but it's fine. I planned most of the trip, so I'm cool with it. Um, there's endless shops if you want to shop. Not just for like obviously there's figures and stuff, but old electronics, like old Nintendo games, all sorts of like technology, collectibles, anime, anything like tons of claw machines, anything you want, um, anime related. Akihabara will have it, and if it doesn't, you're probably not gonna find it.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So they also got a car culture over there, surprisingly, but I won't get into that.
Right, right.
Um,
I think you sent me a picture or you posted a picture about it.
mhm. There's a garage that they do. That is just famous for always having a bunch of really nice cars in it.
Mhm.
And me and my friend walked through it and like all through all the different levels, and I'm pretty sure it was trespassing. But God, they're gonna arrest me when I get off the plane next year. But it was loaded with like new and old GTRs, all sorts of old like Hondas, old Nissans, old Toyotas, all sorts of like I'm not gonna just sit here and name off a bunch of different models, but it was very much loaded with nice cars.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. I'm not much of a car guy, bro. You know, we were repping that Tesla, feel me, but
Respect, me too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not a car guy, but like every time I see videos or like pictures of like cars in Japan, they just be going hard, bro.
They're just nice. They're nice and chill. They're not super flashy. They're just neat. They're pretty.
Yeah.
But I will say, definitely Anime Town. We went there, went to I believe we went to a cat cafe in the morning and got conveyor belt sushi in the afternoon. But
Sick.
we have Kura over here in America. They have Sushiro over there. Sushiro is 10 times better.
What is that?
The conveyor belt sushi restaurants. Have you ever been?
No, I've never been. So I've seen videos like it just keeps coming around and around.
Do you like sushi?
I've had, bro, the best sushi.
Ah, this
Hear me
guy.
out.
Ah.
Hear me out, bro. The best sushi I've ever had was maki maki, bro. So I'm definitely lacking, bro.
What the fuck is maki maki?
Bro, I mean, I ain't trying to name drop where we at, bro, but you know maki maki, dog.
Damn, bro. I gotta,
It's,
I gotta,
it's the most basic sushi you could get.
I
I've
gotta
had Fire
get you.
Nice too in Boston, but those are the two that I've had, and they're all right, bro.
I gotta get you to a legit sushi spot if you're open to it. I would love to.
Yo, let's run it, bro. Like I'm not the biggest eater, bro. I'm more of a desserts guy, bro. But
Let's get something savory, and then I'll find you some nice Japanese dessert to go with it.
I'm cool with it, bro.
Say
So
less.
what's a cat cafe, bro?
You go in, you pay like I don't know, like 5, 10 bucks because it's Japan and we have dollars. Um, you pay $5, $10. You go in for half an hour to an hour, depending on how much you pay, and you can pay like another couple hundred yen, which is like 150 yen is a dollar if you want to just have the conversion in your head. Um, couple hundred yen for like treats, snacks, and stuff you can feed the cats, and there's just hella cats in there. They're just meowing and shit, climbing around, just running around. They be coming up asking for your treats. You give them treats, just hanging out with cats, just chilling.
It sounds like a vibe, bro. I'm allergic to cats, but it still sounds like
I didn't know that.
a vibe.
Are you allergic to owls? How about capybaras?
Yo, I was gonna say I've seen capybara cafes.
Mhm.
Have you seen those muscle cafes or like even
I
the maid cafes?
don't worry, we're gonna go to work. I did go to a maid cafe actually in Akihabara. I don't know why that didn't come up.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. You tell your girl about that?
Yes, I did. It was a great story. I could tell a story if you want to hear. I could tell a short form.
Let's hear it, bro.
All right. It was so at this point we originally went to Japan with 4 people. At this point, it was only 3 of us. One had left. He had started work early, so he had to go home, which sucked, but it's cool. This is when we came back to Tokyo at the end of the trip when we had 3 days left before we left. Um, my friend didn't want to go out with us. He was like, "No, I'm not going to a maid cafe. That's so stupid." And we're like, "We're in Japan. We're gonna go check it out. It's funny. There's nothing bad about it. It's just cringe, if anything."
Hmm.
Um, So me and my friend, shout out him, shout out B. He's a fucking idiot. We were going around walking up the street, and there's girls on both sides of the street, all the way up and down, lining it in random like outfits, anime, ninjas, maids, like
Yeah, like,
soldiers, like demons, everything you could ever think of. They have a cafe for it.
hmm
Hmm.
That's actually sick.
Yeah, they're all themed. And we picked a bunch of flyers, and then we go sit in the side alley like some crackheads, looking at these flyers, like comparing the price and the times and stuff to try to get good value. And we settled on this ninja cafe. And I probably could bring you to that ninja cafe by memory just because of how stupid what happened was.
What happened?
So we hadn't eaten much. We were planning on having dinner after the cafe because we were gonna meet back up with our friend. Um, and we go in. So let's say the cafe is 4,000 yen, right? A typical large beer in Japan is like 5 to 600, 5 to 800 yen for like, and I mean like a solid sized beer. I know you don't drink, but
Yeah.
you can kind of get an idea of what I mean.
Yep.
Um, B thinks that it's gonna be fun to. He's like, all right, the cafe's 4,000 for the hour. I'm gonna try to drink enough because drinks are free in a maid cafe. Drinks and food are free because it's part of your cover charge.
Damn. Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
You pay for them to entertain you. Like it's like a few thousand yen for them to do like acts and stuff.
Right. And there's no tipping either, right?
No, no tipping. Nope. So that's why the acts are so expensive. Like if you want them to sing a song or like dance or like do a trick or some stupid shit.
What trick?
Yeah, I don't, dude, I'm serious. It gets. We had them play with like, do this like light show thing. It was weird. It
Oh, that's
was.
pretty cool.
Yeah, there were some guys from Denmark next to us, so we agreed between our 2 tables to buy each of the things and then split it 3 ways.
That's pretty
Um, yeah, it was chill. He said he was gonna drink a beer, uh, enough beer to offset the price of us being there, as if he was just out at an actual bar. And I was like, that is a terrible idea. We're gonna be here for less than an hour. You're an idiot. And he's like, I don't care. I'm doing it. So I'm sitting there with my melon soda, and he drinks like maybe 6, 7, 8 beers, and like I got a beer too, and he finished my beer. So like seven and a half, 8.5
cool.
beers in 1 hour.
He was fucked up.
Yeah, so he's cooked. I'm like saying thank you to the waitress on the way out and signing the check because we paid with my card. And what do you think happened?
Bro, it's
Bugias.
wiped the whole day, bro. What you mean?
Well, no, this was at like 6 p.m. What do you think happened while I'm trying to sign this check?
Did he knock out?
Worse.
He threw
This
up?
bro, I'm standing there like saying like I don't know, like you're arigato gozaimasu, like thank you so much. I was like working out a sentence, so it was taking me a minute. And I just hear this splattering noise behind me. And I'm like, bro is over there. I don't want to know what that came from. This man burped and projectile vomited all over the wall inside of this maid cafe. Like all on the ground, on the wall. There was some on his shirt.
No.
I swear, bro.
So, so in retrospect, you're probably never gonna go to that same cafe again.
No, no, I know how to get there by memory out of trauma. I will not be bringing you there.
Oh man, bro. Yeah. All right. So there's a stigma of like foreign travelers coming to Japan. Obviously, most of the other like countries, like especially where we're from, America, we can be a lot more rowdy. Uh,
Hmm.
there's a stigma that like when foreigners come to certain places, yeah, we'd be acting like that. And I'm not saying whatever video was out of pocket, but like just in general, like I've seen things and stuff on TikTok where like
Hmm.
foreigners aren't allowed in certain places or they treat you differently. Is that true? Is that just something I'm seeing online?
Yeah, and it's for good reason. It's always, it's one piece of shit ruins it for everybody else.
Oh yeah, for sure.
B. Um, yeah, no, I mean, foreigners, I'm sure, are still allowed in that cafe. It was funny, we were trying to clean it up, and they were like, no, 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 just get out. Just leave.
Damn.
Yeah, they were like, no, 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 don't try to clean up. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Just get out. Just get the fuck out of here. And we were like, all right, fine. We walk out, went to Ichiran, got some ramen, called it a night. Um,
That's wild.
there's definitely we ran into a couple spots where we couldn't go into just because we were foreigners, and we didn't really take too much offense to it because you could usually find something similar. It sucks when it's like the really like special, really special experiences because then you just have to miss out on it. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Um,
I get that.
but yeah, but more or less you'll be able to find something to substitute if you're not allowed. But it's definitely a real thing.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, like, if I were to pull up to that Hidden Leaf Village, like amusement park, whatever it is, and they're like, nah, no foreigners allowed, I'd be tight.
Nah, they'll let you in.
All right, for sure. No, I'm just giving an
Mhm.
example,
I'll show them the tattoo.
but that's crazy.
Hmm.
So when you were there, did you see like a bunch of like anime advertised stuff? Because I know they treat anime differently than we do. So like I've always seen pictures of like subways designing like One Piece ads and stuff like that. Is that like a thing there, or is that just something that I've only seen in certain places online?
Hell yeah, bro. There was a place where there was no train conductor, like or like nobody, no staff. There was just a cardboard cutout of an anime girl in a train conductor outfit with a sign like saying like thank you very much.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool, bro.
When I went to the rotating sushi place, everything was Oshinoko themed. So they had
Oh,
mad
no way.
yeah, they had mad like snacks and treats and stuff. Like the dessert menu was all Oshinoko based. I got like this nice like strawberry cheesecake parfait. It was really good.
Damn. So I'm assuming that's probably when the second season didn't even come out yet either.
Yeah, I think it was promotion for a season coming out and maybe in Japan. I don't know if it comes out. I don't know if it came out any earlier in Japan. It might have just been a PR run.
Nah, that's actually pretty cool.
Hmm. Definitely cool.
All right, so I know, I already asked you about the cities, but I wanted like a tier list, bro. So give me your top city and then just kind of work your way down of the ones that you've been to so far.
Bet. Okay, cool. Um, so I went to let me think. I think 7 cities. No, if we're talking major cities, I went to 7.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna start from the bottom to build suspense, so they gotta stick around and listen. I'm gonna say what the worst one I went to was. Uh, and for the record, I didn't dislike any of them. I would say honestly, the bottom would be Osaka for me.
Osaka. Okay.
Osaka was the bottom out of where I went to. It's the most American like. It's definitely messy there. It gets crazy there. Wild nightlife. I remember there was like a group of these like probably like early 20s, late teens girls out drinking, and one of them just fucking collapsed and threw up everywhere right in front of us, and like the other 7 of them are just laughing at her, and I like as I'm walking by, like I just like felt I was like, are they? Is she good? So I'm looking, like I'm kind of staring. I was like, I just realized that kind of makes me look like a jerk because they're going through it, and I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
we're just staring them down, like, what is wrong with you? And she just goes like, Yahoo! And I'm like, bro, what is this? What's um So it's definitely messy. It's loud. It's there's a lot going on. It's cool as hell, but it definitely was my bottom of the list. I'll try to
Okay.
move on a little quicker.
No, you're good, bro.
Let's see. As for my number two from the bottom, number two from the bottom is going to be Kanazawa, and I mean no disrespect to Kanazawa. Um, I'm assuming like you might have a mental map of like what's where in Japan, like just the major cities, kind of. Kanazawa is like north between Tokyo and Kyoto.
Okay.
Um, it's cool. We just didn't spend much time there. We spent like a day and a half. Very nice and quiet. Definitely recommend getting away from the major cities. It's quiet. There's a lot of good history like related to the samurai over there.
Mhm.
Yep, one of the former most famous families from Japan resided in Kanazawa. So definitely some cool history there. I wish we spent a little more time. But that's gonna be my number two just because I didn't do much there. I found myself bored in that day and a half more than I was in any other city.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Moving next up the list, I'm gonna say Yokohama. I don't know if you Yokohama is just directly south of Tokyo. It's like a 20-minute train ride.
Okay. So you were just hitting up all these places by train?
Yeah, no, everything was by train. Uh,
Okay.
the the train's extremely reliable over there. It's punctual, it's fast, it's simple, very easy to understand. You can get a Suica card right on your phone, just tap and go. You tap when you go in, tap when you go out, and it knows based on where you tapped in and out what station you're at and how much to charge you for it.
So
So it's nice.
what made this city better than like Osaka, for example?
I mean, Yokohama was better. It had a lot. It's definitely like a culture blend in Yokohama. Like they have the red brick warehouse, which caters to a lot of like kind of foreign activities. Like they have Oktoberfest in Yokohama. Obviously, I didn't go for that, but it's held at that red brick warehouse. The landmark tower was really cool. It was completely bleach themed. The landmark tower when I was
No
there.
way. That's sick.
Yeah, yep. That was right before I think Thousand Year Blood War came out. It was right after I went, so it was. I'll send you some pictures after this, but it was totally bleach themed.
Damn, bro. So it sounds like a lot of these themes are just kind of like transitional. So like if something's coming up, boom, they'll kind of play it out. So damn, bro, if this would have been the best time to go because One Piece is coming back. So maybe we would have got a lot of One Piece promotion and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, right now there's definitely gonna be some One Piece going on. Mhm.
Damn, bro. This would
Especially with it's Sakura season two, so it's probably busy.
yeah.
hmm but Yokohama was just it's kind of like it's some people would say like a mini Tokyo, but it's definitely a lot less fast paced than
Okay.
Tokyo.
Gotcha.
Uh,
What else we got?
Next up, I'm gonna have to go with I think I'm gonna say Hiroshima. I loved Hiroshima actually. Um, it was one we kind of threw up in the air. We weren't really 100% if we wanted to go or not, because it's an extra like an extra hour and a half bullet train, even from Kyoto or Osaka. But I'm really glad we decided and we went. Because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful city. It's a lot to see. I think everybody who goes to Japan should go to that museum, especially if you're coming from America.
Yeah. So we could at least do that much.
I think,
Yo,
yeah, absolutely.
what's the vibe like there? Because obviously it's not the best. Yeah, just
hmm
what's the vibe like?
It's really surprising. They're super hospitable and nice, even though it's very obvious we're American. Me and my friends were having that dilemma in our heads. We're like, we didn't do what happened. That wasn't us. But it's, people tend to hold generational grudges, and that's one of the most insane things that's ever happened in history.
Right.
Um, but they were extremely hospitable, extremely kind, and you would never even know that our countries had that sort of a past. They don't make you feel like it at all, and they're actually some of the nicest people in Japan were in Hiroshima. Not to say that the rest weren't nice, but Hiroshima was actually a treat. It was very nice. I will be going back 100% because I want to make sure my girlfriend gets to see that place too, and I'm gonna drag your sorry ass over there. I'm gonna make you pay your respects.
Will do, bro.
Mhm. And you can try okonomiyaki while we're there. That's the shit.
Say-
Hiroshima specialty.
I don't even know what that is, but say less, bro.
Mhm. It's do you want me to tell you or not?
Yeah. Of course, I want to know.
It's like it's like almost like a patty pizza type of thing they make on a flat top like a grill. And it's made out of like noodles, vegetables and shit. They put
Wait,
meat in it, drizzled with sauce, and there's like tempura flakes and stuff on top, and you break it up with a little like cut, like a little like paddle, like a pizza. And you eat it in slices.
Bro, that sounds sick, bro.
It's so good. It's a Hiroshima specialty, so you kind of got to go over there if you want to get the OG experience.
Bro, that sounds bomb. Hey, not played, I played.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. Cut, cut, cut.
All right, yo, what's the next one, bro?
Number two is gonna be Tokyo, just because I was just in awe the whole time I was in Kyoto. It's beautiful. It's peaceful if you go to the right place. Like you can go from a busy street and just turn off, and there's nothing going on. The temples are beautiful. All the landmarks are beautiful. The monkey park is so much fun. The food is phenomenal. The people are extremely nice. Um, Great thrifting, great culture. It's just I can't say it enough. It's such a perfect blend of old school, like historical, lively, modern, and like just peaceful at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
And
something
then,
for everybody.
right. All right. That sounds like one of those most versatile cities. That's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
All
Oh
right.
my God, wait, did I just say Tokyo or was that I said Kyoto, right?
Say it again?
I said Kyoto, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All
What
right.
else we got?
Um, and I mean, that's it. Tokyo is my number two. I think I slipped that out, which is stupid. Tokyo is my number two. Kyoto is my number one. Tokyo is just, you're just in awe. It's you
Okay.
just got to Japan, you made it. You're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated, you can't believe it. It's just everything you could ever want is in that city. You just got to find it.
That's what's up, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro. I know we haven't really decided if we're gonna do this or not, but I wanted to shout out your channel, bro. But let me know if you still want to do it or not.
Hmm. You know what? We'll do that. We'll do that next time I come on here. I'll have more content.
All right, for sure, bro. It's all good. It's all good.
I
All right.
appreciate it.
So you don't want to drop any socials or anything like that?
Nah, I appreciate it. I'm good on that for now.
I bet. All right, bro. I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Is there anything else you want to say about Japan or just anime in general before we end it?
Yeah, if you don't like anime and you somehow came across this, watch some anime. It's dope. You'll love it. There's an episode or a show for everybody, regardless of what your tastes are. And
Mhm.
Japan, beautiful country, amazing. If you go, respect it. Take your time, take it slow. Don't overpack your schedule, and really just try to take in as much as you can.
For sure, for sure. I think we'll do a part two sometime rather than later. We'll definitely do one if we me and you go to Japan. That's gotta be an automatic episode right
We'll
there.
have to record it while we're over there.
We might have to, bro. But I don't want to take away from the time that we're there. That's the only problem.
We could spend a little while, grab some breakfast or some coffee or something, some snacks from the combini, and just bust them open while we chat.
Yeah, bro. We can get one of the maids from the maid cafe, bro. Talk about the experience. Not like,
Yeah, I'll need to do the translating.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, bro. But I think that's gonna be for this episode. I appreciate you, Luke, for popping on, bro. I know this was last minute, bro, but you did a great job, bro. Good
I'm
job, bro.
happy. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me, man.
All right, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys join our Discord. Link will be in the description. We just talk about anime, sometimes sports, sometimes manga, gaming, literally everything. We just all vibing out there. But other than that, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you guys on next week's episode. Till then, y'all take it easy. Peace.